Get ready to time travel. We're diving deep into a day jam-packed with history, trivia, and some laugh-out-loud moments.
No, this is going to be good.
It is. We're exploring February 5th from earthquakes to Yankee Stadium with some celebrity birthdays and unique holidays sprinkled in.
Sounds like quite a mix.
It is. So let's rewind the clock all the way back to 1631, the year Roger Williams arrived in Boston.
Ah, yes, Roger Williams.
He'd go on to found Rhode Island.
A pivotal figure in early American history.
He was, which, geographically speaking, is a pretty compact state.
Tiny but mighty, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Williams's legacy is definitely far bigger than Rhode Island's borders. Now, just a few years later, in 1663, a massive earthquake hit Canada.
Whoa!
This is long before the Richter scale, so imagine trying to describe that.
It really makes you appreciate how scientific advancements help us understand and measure the world around us. Can you imagine trying to explain an earthquake's power without any quantifiable scale?
Yikes. Talk about a communication challenge. Moving on to 1783. We see Sweden officially recognizing the independence of the United States.
Ah, yes.
That must have been a big moment for the newly formed nation.
Absolutely. It's a fascinating glimpse into early international relations, especially as the U.S. was still solidifying its place on the world stage. Recognition from established European powers like Sweden added legitimacy.
Legitimacy, for sure. And speaking of legitimacy, let's jump to 1887 when San Francisco got hit with a record 3.7 inches of snow.
Really?
Yeah. That's not exactly California dreaming, is it? Can you imagine that happening during Super Bowl weekend?
Chaos in the Bay Area for sure. It's a reminder that weather can throw some curveballs, even in places we don't associate with snow.
Absolutely. All right, now for some baseball history. It's 1921, and the New York Yankees buy the land that will become the legendary Yankee Stadium.
Oh, Yankee Stadium's such a historic venue.
It is. But here's a fun fact you might not know. The workers clearing the land used so much lip balm they were nicknamed Bronx Bombers.
Wait, what?
Bronx Bombers.
That's amazing. It's those little anecdotes that really bring history to life.
I know. Okay, let's switch gears to 1937, the year President Franklin D. Roosevelt tried to add 6 more justices to the Supreme Court.
Ah, yes, the court packing plan. Quite a controversial move.
It was.
It ultimately failed, but is a fascinating example of the push and pull between different branches of government.
And the Senate had quite the response, stating that 9 justices were terrible enough.
Wow.
Sounds like they weren't fans of the idea. Now, fast forward to 1953, the premiere of Disney's Peter Pan.
Peter Pan, a true classic.
It is. Talk about timeless classic.
Peter Pan truly taps into our desire for escapism and the magic of childhood. The themes of never growing up and believing in the impossible resonate with audiences even today.
And the story certainly has a strong hook.
It does.
All right, moving on to 1979, we have President Jimmy Carter asking Americans to conserve energy due to oil issues with Iran. Does this feel familiar?
It's incredible how history often rhymes, isn't it? The energy crisis of the 70s had a huge impact, and many of those concerns still resonate today.
They do. But here's a contrasting image from that same year. Over 3,000 farmers protesting in Washington, D.C. on tractors.
Wait, on tractors?
Tractors.
I can only imagine what that looked and sounded like.
Right. Now for a dash of Hollywood drama, let's revisit 1996. Elizabeth Taylor files for divorce from husband number 7.
Oh my.
I guess when you've walked down the aisle that many times, you're practically a professional.
I mean, that's one way to look at it. Taylor's personal life was just as captivating as her on-screen roles.
That's for sure. I'm starting to think she must have had rice marks permanently imprinted on her face.
Okay, before we dive into the birthday list, let's talk about the unique holidays observed on February 5th. Brace yourselves. It's Did You Fart Day, National Shower with a Friend Day, and National Weather Person's Day.
Whoa, that is quite a mix. I'm particularly curious about Did You Fart Day. Is it as self-explanatory as it sounds? You bet. It's all about embracing the humor of, well, bodily functions. It's not officially recognized, but there's even a radio show that holds a farting contest every year.
You're kidding.
Nope, it's a real thing. And get this, they record it and use it as a laugh track now.
Wow, that's dedication.
Right.
I guess every day deserves a little levity, even if it comes from unexpected places.
It does. Speaking of levity, National Weather Person's Day provides its own share of fun. Remember those cheesy pickup lines we found?
Oh yes, how could I forget? Hey baby, are you a hurricane? Because you're blowing me away.
Okay, that one might be a bit much, but I have to admit, some of them are pretty clever.
Perhaps something a little more subtle, like, It may be cool today, but with you in my forecast, it'll be heating up tonight.
Ooh, smooth. But my personal favorite is, I'm thinking about a shower tonight. Please bring the soap.
Oh my.
Cheesy, I know. All right, enough fun with the weather. Let's move on to our birthday roll call. We've got a diverse group of folks celebrating today, from actors and musicians to athletes.
Sounds like a party.
It does. Starting with the youngest on our list, we have Esme Creed Miles, the star of the Prime series, Hannah. She's turning 25 today.
Happy birthday, Esme.
Next up is Darren Criss, best known for his roles in Glee and American Crime Story, turning 38. He's definitely a multi-talented performer.
He is.
And how about this? Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the most famous football players in the world, is celebrating his 40th birthday today. He's not just a phenomenal athlete, but also incredibly wealthy.
A global icon.
Next on our list, we've got country music star Sarah Evans, turning 54 today. Happy birthday, Sarah.
And another musical icon celebrating today is Bobby Brown, hitting the big 5'6". He's had his share of controversy, but his impact on the music scene is undeniable.
That's for sure. Switching gears to rock and roll, we have Duff McKagan, the bassist for Guns N' Roses, turning 61 today. That's a lot of years rocking out.
Sharing a birthday with Duff is the incredible Laura Linney, also turning 61. She's one of those actors who consistently delivers powerful performances no matter the role.
And Jennifer Jason Leigh, known for her captivating and often intense roles, turned 63 today.
Next up, we have Barbara Hershey, known for her roles in films like Beaches, and her terrifying turn as Cora in Once Upon a Time, turning 77 today.
And last but not least, we have comedic legend Christopher Guest celebrating his 77th birthday today. From This Is Spinal Tap to Best in Show, he's a master of mockumentary comedy.
So there you have it. February 5th is a day filled with historical milestones, quirky celebrations, and talented individuals.
It really is. And, it's easy to get caught up in the big names and events, but it's important to remember that every single person who shares this birthday has their own story, their own unique journey.
That's a great point. Behind every name on that list is a life filled with experiences, relationships, and contributions, some big, some small, all adding to the rich tapestry of human existence.
Absolutely. And it makes you wonder about all the other events, big and small, that happened on this date throughout history, things we might never know about, but that shaped the world we live in today. It's a humbling thought, isn't it?
It is, and it's also a reminder that we're all part of something much bigger than ourselves, connected through this shared experience of time and history.
Well said. And on that note, we want to thank you, our listeners, for joining us on this deep dive into February 5th. We hope you've learned something new, had a few laughs, and maybe even been inspired to explore a little bit of history on your own.
Until next time, keep those calendars marked and those minds curious. You never know what amazing stories are waiting to be discovered.